So I basically just sat here for like 5 minutes and stared into the abyss because I was having like a difficulty to think really what I want to say, and I'm really trying not to just create videos just for the hell of it. Like, I'm trying to put some wisdom into what I'm talking about, and I had like a moment or a few moments where I just felt like anything that I would say is just nonsense, you know? And it's funny because I feel like that comes often. Maybe it's not just to me, but I tend to feel like there are many times in my life where I feel like, okay, what am I actually saying? And at the core of it, does it actually have any value? You know? And that could be maybe just more of doubt of your abilities creeping in, and it always trickles in eventually a little bit. Um, but on the flip side, it's still kind of this like humbling feeling that seems to come at times where you're just like, do people actually care? You know? Not in like a narcissistic way or nihilistic way, but like, is your art form actually one that, people do want to consume and that do resonate with? And it's hard because you don't know what are people really connecting with you for. I know there's a multitude of reasons, but is it your editing style? Is it your, concept? Is it the way you talk? Is it how you look? And maybe you can't pinpoint it down to one factor, but at times, you do feel a little bit like unsure about, which way you're going with the presentation of your topics. So that's kind of what I'm feeling at the moment, and that's why it took me so long to even start talking. It's just, I feel like I'm kind of being hard on myself because in many ways I'm not seeing the success that I would like. And it doesn't have to be in terms of numbers, because that success is there, in terms of the ideals. But you just wish it would manifest in a bit more of a consistency, So maybe that's more of a result of personal choices as it is, the spontaneity of the external world. That being said, I guess what I want this message to be is just one to say to not be so hard on yourself, because you can spend a long time just beating yourself up over stuff that you can't really control, especially something like YouTube, because it's just, at the end of the day, it's just an algorithm. And yeah, maybe you can change your thumbnails a little bit and you can change your content, and you can tweak things, but you can't control like how it's going to be received. And that's what I'm trying to accept and come to terms with, even after I think that I have, or I thought that I have at times. I kind of find out that like, nope, you're still like a little bit not dependent on some sort of reaction, but you're still kind of seeking it, which is still kind of holding it back a little bit from maybe how authentic and you know, powerful it could be. So, same goes for you. Whatever avenue you're currently involved in or kind of walking down, don't spend so much time like bringing yourself down, because you're only going to slow yourself and reduce your pace. And that's hard because there's so many things that you feel like you need to think through at any given time, especially about the future. But the thing is, we can't control what's so far ahead. Only kind of these current moments and how we'll react, when future events do happen to us. So, yeah, be strong, but don't be too strong that you can't allow yourself to be weak. Allow yourself to feel a little bit of shame, perhaps a little bit of guilt, if that's something that helps you to, spring back even stronger, or, to recuperate, a sense of mourning of some sort of failure or acceptance, grief. But don't allow that to become who you are in those moments, because you've worked so hard to get to this point, and that experience of, going through it or being in it, it's just a moment, among many. So these stack up, and the more time you spend in those negative wells, it's going to, have a adverse effect on how positive you can be. So this is a reminder, not just for me, but for you too, so that you can be more optimistic when it's blue. So that's all I got to say. And if you enjoyed the video, consider subscribing and check me out for future content that relates to travel, languages, a little bit of philosophy and poetry, and of course just some of my personal adventures mixed in. So that being said, have a good day and peace.